Boom Thursday here with the host of the Codex podcast, Sonny Kruger. Love was in the air in February, and that rang true for Buffy Summers. In the end of issue number 2 of Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, we saw the return of Spike. Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer is written by Casey Gilly, illustrated by Joe Jarrow, colored by Joanna LaFuente, and lettered by Ed Dukeshire. At the end of issue number 2 of Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, we saw Buffy and Spike reunited, and then it ended. So this one continues right off of that, and Buffy and Spike are reunited with some fists. They eventually get along, and Spike and his coven take Buffy and Thessaly in. The witches in Spike's coven are named Charlie, Ren, Mabel, and Elowyn. They teach Thessaly how to use her magic throughout the issue, and we see a lot of Buffy and Spike going back and forth, getting along. Their romance has been rekindled, and it's been many years since they've seen each other. Spike tells Buffy a story that he and other vampires went to go out to a pub one night, and eventually those vampires showed him that they have a bunch of humans in cages. And this is when Spike tells Buffy that the vampires never wanted to get along with the humans. They wanted to earn their trust. It wasn't about equality. They wanted to get the humans' trust to eventually enslave them. Spike tells Buffy they need all the magical force they can get to bring the powers of the sun back, and that it may require the blood of a hero. Buffy pretty much knows that it may be her. Buffy and Thessaly have a nice talk, and Buffy tells how her relationship with Tyr and Willow, eventually they didn't have an argument, they just kind of stopped talking, and 1 month led to another month, and then they just got used to not talking. And Thessaly tells Buffy that Willow and Tyr never forgot about her, and Buffy was always mentioned whenever they'd be watching a TV show or anything like that, they would always mention her Aunt Buffy. After Buffy's talk with Thessaly, she talks with Spike, and she tells how she's been a bad friend. She's just been a bad person all around. And then when Spike goes to speak, he says, "Actually, I've just been looking at your bum." Buffy decides after her talk and feeling bad that she should apologize to Anya. So she goes to her friend Anya and says, "I'll give you one free shot." And Anya's free shot is a hug, which Buffy says that counts as her one hit. But when Buffy was talking with Spike, we see that somebody took a picture of their conversation. Later we find out this vampire is working for Grace Bronswell, and they're prepared and they know the plans that Spike and Buffy have together. A member of Spike's coven, Charlie, sees inside of Buffy and sees that Buffy has all the light inside that will be able to protect the world. But with all this light locked up inside Buffy, she says, "What happens when it all gets out?" And Buffy says, "It combusts." After Buffy's encounter with Charlie and they talk, Buffy talks with Spike and tells how she's a lot older now and she's not the same girl she was. And Spike says, "You're a better woman." After Buffy and Spike have this heart-to-heart, they, along with Spike's coven and Thessaly, go to the graveyard to put on the magical spell that will bring the powers of the sun back. But Grace Bronswell is ready and she has her vampires attack and there is a big fight, and that is where I will end off going over Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer issue number 3. The story just continues to get better. We've seen a lot of romance in this issue between Buffy and Spike, which I really liked a lot. We see the characters growing. We see the action getting even better. And one thing I do have to mention, I haven't been mentioning it before, but I really enjoy the artwork as well as the story along with this. Everything. The artwork, the penciling, the colors, all of it is great. And I've already mentioned before that I'm a big fan of the story. I think it just keeps getting better. And now I can't believe that there's only 1 issue left. I was expecting 5 minutes. Oh wait, there's only 4. So now it's down to the finale in the next issue. And I can't wait. I'm excited for it. Well, in one way I can wait because I'm enjoying the story because it'll be over once it's over. But I'm excited to see what will happen. I think this story of Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer just keeps getting better and better. And I'm going to be like my co-host here when I give this type of rating with the 0.25. But I give Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer issue number 3 a 9.25. And I can't wait for the next one. See you all at the next Boom Thursday.